Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our High School Musical Speed Build series. So I want to start off by saying I did change the layout to include the entire first and second floor of the build. So there's 3 stories total. There's no access to the third story, and I felt like that was just way too big. Not enough stuff for me to put besides regular, fake classrooms, since the in-game high school only requires 2 classrooms. I don't want to mess anything up by adding fake ones, so we only have 2 classrooms. The rest of the classes are like skill classes. They're centered around a skill. But today we're focusing on the first floor, so we're not even going to get to that today. However, I did put filler furniture when I was redeciding the layout. So we have things like woodworking, arts and crafts type of classroom. We have a chess room, a library, all stuff like that is going to be upstairs. So on the first floor here, we have 2 classrooms. We have the cafeteria, the principal's office, a teacher's lounge, and the gym. And I think that's it, and some bathrooms. So here I am figuring out some of the doors. I did cut out the bathrooms of the speed build just because it made it a little bit too long for me personally, I felt like, so I did cut that out. But right now I'm going through and trying to decide what I want to do for the walls and flooring. So most of the flooring is actually the stone that we got with the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, I believe, and then the walls, I believe, are high school years. The only difference is in the gym, we're using a City Living flooring because it just looks like a high school gym floor to me. So we are using a wood floor in the gym. And I was going and fixing some things, so you might see me go page up to the second floor, but we don't actually do any decorating up there. However, I did decorate the upstairs of the cafeteria a little bit. That was off camera. I wasn't recording because I had kind of forgotten. So I actually streamed this. So if you want to see the full process of decorating this, you can definitely check out my Twitch channel. It's just Tabitha Lee. So the same as my YouTube handle, just without the underscore. And you can see the process and the thought process behind everything. This is not a recreation of the interior, really. I obviously have some major areas that I'm trying to recreate, but the layout is going to be nothing like the movie, which I feel like is kind of common sense just because movies use sets. So a layout might not actually make sense anyways, or it wouldn't fit into this shape of a build. So I just kind of did whatever. I also didn't really base the classrooms or anything off of the movie. So the 2 parts that I tried to base off the movie are the cafeteria and the gym. So those are kind of the areas that I tried to replicate more. I didn't look at reference photos, so it's probably not going to be an exact replica, but I wanted it to resemble those spaces. But right now we're working on the principal's office, and I kind of went for kind of just a basic office vibe, bookcases, filing cabinets, but also kind of a fancy rug and chairs. I don't like the desk I used. However, for the requirements of a high school lot in The Sims 4, you have to use that specific desk because that is what the principal sits at. So it won't function correctly if you don't have that desk on the lot. So I did have to use that desk. Otherwise, I would have used something fancier, but I couldn't, unfortunately. It would be cool if you could, set a desk as the principal's desks, but you can't. Now, you do have more options for the classroom desks. I just chose to use the ones that come with the pack because I felt like they fit. I do remember there being like single desks in the movie. Now I actually just went for the school colors, red and white, in the classrooms. And then, so this classroom, I believe, is supposed to be more of like a geography / like social studies classroom. And then the other one is more like science / like biology, which I guess is still science, but it's like a biology type of classroom. Now, in gameplay, this doesn't actually matter. I just thought it would be fun to decorate them more that way. Plus, when I was in high school, sometimes we would be in classrooms for like, I don't know, French, but that classroom was normally like a geography class or something. So it's not too weird to have a different class in a room that's decorated for something else. So I just did it for fun. I thought it would make it look more interesting. And again, this isn't really based off of the movie. Honestly, more based off of my own personal high school. For this room specifically, I actually had like a social studies class where they had like posters on the one wall just in a row. And I was kind of trying to replicate that here. It doesn't look the same at all, but I tried to pick photos that looked like they could be about social studies or some sort of like world studies. So that's why I chose those. And then of course we have a little globe. And so about actually me doing this streaming, decorating this part of the build, it was actually really fun, and I didn't know if it would work properly with me being able to record and also stream at the same time, but it worked perfectly. So I will be doing this in the future. So if you want to add input to a build, like someone recommended I add a globe, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is a great idea. So if you want to add input, or like if you have a suggestion, feel free to come by my Twitch streams. I'm going to try and do more Sims builds on stream now that I can record them separately from the stream, if that makes sense. So again, Twitch is just Tabitha Lee. It will be linked in the caption of the video as always, along with my other socials. So feel free to join. The Twitch community is lovely, and we have a good time over there. So make sure you check us out if you're interested. But we're working on the second classroom now, and this one, like I said, is more of like a science biology type of class. And I think this one turned out kind of cool. I was originally going to use that table in the back, but I just felt like it looked so odd and out of place. Maybe if the room was bigger, I could have added multiple of those tables from Strangerville and like made it look like a lab section in the back, because that's how my high school science classes were. There were like regular desks, and then around the room, like bordering the room and in the back, there were lab tables. So I feel like that could have been cool, but I didn't have enough room, and I don't know how many Sims spawn per classroom, so I knew I wanted to have at least 9 chairs per class, because I know that's enough, because I've built high schools in the past before, so I definitely wanted to do that. And it looks like we're moving on to the cafeteria. I did some adjusting because I wanted the upper level to be a little bit smaller. So I just blocked off that weird space between the stairs. I couldn't do the stairs exactly like in the movie. It just wasn't gonna work. I tried. I tried in the last video. I cut it out. Me fiddling with the stairs, because I ended up putting them back exactly how I had them in the first place. Oh, and here I was just showing off the build a little bit, and I forgot to cut it out, but that's okay. So this is kind of an overview of some of the rooms, but we're working on the cafeteria in a second. So actually, we're working on the little hallway that goes to the gym and the cafeteria, and I wanted to add some vending machines because it's just nice to have vending machines. So I added 2 of the ones from Snowy Escape. I added the one from High School Years, and then I added the new base game one. That was the login rewards. And now we're jumping over to the teacher's lounge. It is through the cafeteria, which I feel like would be annoying, but that's kind of the only way I could fit it. So it is what it is. You don't even need a teacher's lounge. They're not going to use it. And if they do, it's not because they know it's a teacher's lounge. So to me, it doesn't really matter. This is honestly just an extra area because it's not actually, the door won't be locked for students, and it won't be like monitored. Like, your sim won't get in trouble for using the quote-unquote teacher's lounge. So if you want to have your sim come in there and watch TV or like make coffee during lunch or something, or like in the morning before school starts, be my guest. Feel free to use it. Or if you're staying after school, you can use that stuff too. So like, they won't get in trouble or anything. And now we're just working on the actual cafeteria section for the students. Again, couldn't really do how the tables are set up in the movie. I just don't think it's really that possible. At least not if I want it to be functional. So I just put some red tables with white chairs around the cafeteria, and I put some fun posters and a fun mural. And that was kind of it. And now we're moving on to the gym. So the gym was fun. I tried to add bleachers. Well, not try. I did add bleachers to the gym. There's also some cheer mats. So if your sim is in the cheerleading club, they can, or the after school activity, they can practice over there. There's also basketball hoops and actual basketball, so your sim can do that in there too. But right now, the main part of this was really the bleachers, because I didn't really decorate the rest of the gym that much. But I found that these benches from the bowling stuff pack, actually, they clip really well, so it kind of looks like one long bench, and I liked that a lot. So this should be completely functional, but again, it's not really necessary. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't really bother me. I just felt like there should be bleachers, just because there's definitely bleachers in the movies. And then I added a mural. I don't know if I do that now or later, because I wanted to put something on this blank wall here, but I had already used that mural that I just placed, and then none of the other ones are like basketball related. So I added the mural that your sim can paint instead. And I think that was a fun addition. It adds one more thing that your sims can do on this slot, and it's kind of cool. So now we're working on like the weights room that's attached to the gym. And you'll see there's a bathroom door in that area that leads to a bathroom with bathroom stalls as well as some showers. So this just has some weight machines as well as a treadmill and some punching bags. Not sure if the punching bags work or if there will be clipping if they do work, but I mean, how often are you gonna have them? Have your sims work out at high school? Probably not that often, not in The Sims anyways, so I feel like it was fine. So I did add that, and then you'll see, I think this was really cute Easter egg. I placed the basketballs in the way that they are actually like how they do the dance number. So I thought that was really cute. But there are some screenshots. I hope you enjoyed the speed build, and I'll see you all next week when we finish it. Alright, bye!